Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
And welcome everybody to the show. This is Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas with the Bros is a podcast where me and my brother discuss movies. Each week we do a new movie. Ivan, what's the movie of this week?
Everything, everywhere, all at the same time? All at once.
Let's try that again. What's the movie of this week, Ivan?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Correct. But before we get into that movie, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're listening, thank you. If you're watching, thank you. We're on YouTube, so if you want to look at us right in the eyes, right in the nostrils, go to YouTube and look up Peliculas with the Bros, and we should pop up there. Like I said, we do a podcast every week, so every week you'll see a new episode come right through your feed if you subscribe to us. So subscribe to us, please, and hit the like button while you're there. We've been off for a month. We haven't recorded in a month. We'll get into why that is, but we'll be posting every week there. Also, we're a podcast, so you can find us on all podcast platforms: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud. Everywhere you listen to podcasts, we should be there. Peliculas with the Bros. Subscribe to us. Leave a comment, rate, review, subscribe. All that good stuff. But, Ivan, it's time to get kind of wacky. It's time to verse jump and learn about everyone's skills as we verse jump. Because we're going to verse jump into Roger Ebert's mind.
What the?
You know who that is?
Director?
No, he's a critique, a film critic. Because we need to verse jump into Robert Ebert's mind because we need to critique this film. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Ivan, we're rusty, right?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm rusty. What we're gonna do is we're gonna discuss this monstrosity of a movie.
In a good way.
Is that your take?
What?
Wow.
What? You didn't like it or what?
We'll get into it. Written and directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But they're a directing duo. They're known as the Daniels. I think that's supposed to be funny. No. It's AKA Daniels. So, like, when you talk to them, you say Daniels.
And they're like, yes, at the same exact time.
We'll see.
Yeah, yes.
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 0.5 millisecond delay. That'd be pretty cool. The premise of this movie: Evelyn and her husband Waymond run a laundromat that is currently facing some hard times with its taxes. Evelyn is also having a hard time managing her life, whether it be her daughter's sexuality, her husband's mediocrity, or her father's expectations. But all that taxes takes a backseat when a black hole everything bagel created by a mysterious evil villain called Jobu Tupaki threatens to destroy the universe, and she learns that she is the only one that can save the universe. She can save everything, everywhere, all at once. Weird premise. I agree, but we'll get into that. With a cast of Michelle Yeoh, or Yu, as Evelyn Wang, and the versions of herself across multiple universes, obviously. Stephanie Hus, how do you pronounce HSU, Ivan?
HSU?
Yeah.
Sue?
Stephanie Sue as Joy Wang / Jobu Tupaki. Ke Yu Kwan, so it's K-E. What would you say?
K-E?
And then H-U-Y.
H-U-Y?
You? Yui?
I think
K-U-I?
it's you.
Kwan?
I feel like it's you.
Okay. K-U Kwan as Waymond Wang, Evelyn's husband. James Hong. If H is silent, then isn't it Ong? Not Hong?
Maybe it's like it's a whole nother language. Maybe like half the time it's not silent, half the time it is.
God, James Hong as Gong Gong, Evelyn's father. Jamie Lee Curtis as Deidre
That
Beadra.
was her.
Oh, come on.
Wait,
This guy. Taylor Meadow as Becky and Jenny Slate as Big Nose, a laundromat.
I was thinking of someone else.
No, you weren't.
I thought you meant Jamie Lynn Spears was the
God.
the girlfriend.
No. Okay. Daniel Shankner, aka Daniels. Yes. Their movies so far. Have you seen Swiss Army Man? Have you heard of it?
Is that with Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes.
I've heard of it.
Me too. I've heard of it. Never seen it. I saw that it's A24. It was one of their first movies. So I can't really talk about it, but they started as music video directors. And other than that, I don't have any kind of information about them.
Good, fresh, new.
Yes. Obviously, there's a long line of of directors who started as music video directors and then transitioned to film. We have Fincher. We have our boy Michael Bay, who just released his movie Ambulance. Shout out to Michael Bay, friend of the podcast. Comes on anytime he wants, Call him weekly just to see what he's up to. He asks us for like critiques and advice.
He got his last movie idea from us.
Yeah. I mean, we still haven't seen the residual check, but I'm not sure that that movie's.
I did it for free. He's my homie.
He's a Holmes.
Yeah, I don't expect money from him.
I mean, he gave me a good check for his last film before that, Revenge of the Fallen.
The film before that, Revenge of the Fallen, that was the third Transformer movie. You're wrong. Stupid. Get out of here.
I've
Shut
been
this.
outed by my own co-host. So I know we've been doing a thing where we compare directors with hip hop artists, but I want to do that.
Danny Brown.
I want to do that, but I also want to compare the movie to a hip hop album. 'Cause
Okay.
I feel like that's a little closer to
I got it.
the analogy. So before we get to the album, we'll do that then.
I got it.
We'll do the director first. Ivan, let me pitch to you what I see from these directors to tell you why I went the way I went.
Okay.
So I see directors who have like imaginative ideas, experimental, wacky,
Okay.
but they're sincere at the same time. So my top 3 artists in that realm are Tyler the Creator.
Figured.
You lowballed me so lowballed right there. Number 2, Childish Gambino.
To come out a little bit.
Little toots before the big one.
Yeah.
And then Tierra Whack.
Okay.
Do you know her?
Yeah, but
Ivan, do you have any artists?
Danny Brown.
Danny Brown. Now, I could see why, but he's too...
Kurt.
Yeah.
Kurt.
But it still works. Especially with this latest album that came out where it's more like funny than anything. So I like it.
I see Tyler the most.
Yeah.
But I think Tyler's a little too much at times.
This movie could be a little bit too much.
Wrong.
All right.
Don't think I forgot. Don't think I forgot.
Let's get into the movie. Where'd you watch it?
What about the album?
We'll get to that at the very end
Oh.
after talking about the movie.
AMC Poway, I watched it.
So you went out even though you had the vid.
There was a vid?
COVID.
Oh, no. This was like that Tuesday, not this Tuesday, the last Tuesday.
After the symptoms went away.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyways, that's sort of a way for us to out that we had the vid, right?
Why do you say it like that?
Is that bad?
A little bit.
We had the Rona. Is that better?
It's not cool. Stop trying to make it cool.
Okay, we had COVID.
There we go.
We had COVID. We were out. And that sort of plays into like I'm saying this because it plays into how I watched the film. I think
In pain.
not in pain, but in confusion.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. So watching everything everywhere all at once. Going into it, I've heard great things about it. Obviously,
Mhm.
I think when I watched it, we sort of postponed this podcast for a week now. But when I watched it, it was like 5 days out already. Had good reviews. Looking at the trailer and sort of getting a feel for what it was, I'm like, I think this movie is just gonna be like A24, an A24 version of a Marvel film, but
Mhm.
minimal.
Okay.
And then as I was watching it, I realized it wasn't so much that. It was that, but it was something else at the same time, which we'll get into. But honestly, while I was watching it, I was so confused. I was confused by not so much the plot, but like the direction it was going.
Mhm.
And when when it was making like the wacky choices, I was like, oh, I started realizing this movie's kind of like just everywhere in terms of its I guess like direct like its tones, you know?
Right.
It's not so much a drama, it's not so much a comedy. It's everything.
Wow. All at once.
You can clip that.
Stupid.
Another thing that was throwing me off, like I know the movie is funny, but my audience, I don't know if it was us or if it was the audience or it was me, I don't know. But every time there was like a funny part, the audience was like hysterically laughing.
My audience laughed, but I mean, it was funny, so it wasn't like there wasn't like they weren't laughing at things that weren't funny.
That's true. Like they laughed on point with like the things that were funny, but I didn't laugh at all.
Maybe that's you.
I like they were like, oh my god, and I was just like, and I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Maybe they just laughed hard.
Yeah, there was like, uh, um, a group of 3 or 4 people to the left of us, and like a couple people right behind us, and they were just like
Oh, maybe that was it.
busting at the seams, and I'm like, it's humorous, but it's not funny to me.
I mean,
But maybe I was taken aback by.
there's also not that many funny movies ever or shows. Like, what's the funniest movie or show that's actually come out recently?
That's a good point. Not too many.
Especially in theater with your buddies watching this new funny movie that like you've never laughed in the theater since like Step Brothers.
Yep.
It's new.
I think one of the things too is like, and it's something that I've always had when I go to movies with someone, when I go to movies with someone, if they're not on the same vibe, then I feel sort of weird about it. And when I'm talking about someone lately, I'm talking about my my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to take her to movies that I know she'll like because it makes the movie better for me too. Where in the back of my mind, if I know she doesn't like this kind of movie, I'm just like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Is this okay for you? Do you want to leave? You know?
Right.
Because I don't want her to feel like this is so stupid. And while watching it, I'm like, she's going to think this is so stupid. Like, knowing her, she doesn't like the kind of films that are just like ludicrous, funny, you know? And I'm like, I felt like this weird feeling. I don't know why I get it, where I'm like, she's not having a good time. So I can't have a good time. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sucks.
You're like, you should go to movies by yourself more often. And I did that. I do that when I can. Like for Green Knight, I sort of knew that she wasn't going to like that. Too slow, little odd, off the cuff. And I enjoyed it a lot because I went by myself, I think, where I don't have to worry about, like, is the other person liking this film?
Right.
So I think that plays a part.
But I think like no matter what, like everyone's gonna take it differently. The movie, even if like she did like the movie,
Yeah.
or I don't know if she liked it or not, but just the like, there's no way anyone will ever like a movie the same way you like it.
Yes.
So thinking that like how much will she like it is kind of already like an impossible
Yeah.
thing, even if she loved it.
Yeah.
Like, because then you would be like, you didn't laugh hard enough at this part,
Right.
and that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that I think it's also something I do in real life where like I'm always checking on someone to see if they're okay. And it's almost like neurotic and unhealthy.
Yeah.
Agreed. And so this made me think, like, if I was in a better state of mind, would I enjoy this film more? And of course, we've talked about like watching movies with a certain mentality. But the question I have for you is, for this movie in particular, Everything Everywhere All at Once, what's the optimal way of watching it? And I have a few questions. So,
Some questions, eh?
what would be like the ideal day before watching?
What
this
the?
film?
Okay, I think that's too much.
No. It's a lot. Yes, I agree. What's the snack you bring in?
Nah.
Listen. What's the snack you bring in? What's the drink that you're drinking? What time of day should you watch it? What like task did you just complete beforehand?
How much poop is in you? Precisely.
So like, for me, the ideal day before, like my ideal day, I would watch this film at 2. That's creepy. It sounded like the alien. Oh no, I would watch it at 11 p.m.
Okay.
No, 11 a.m.
Okay.
So it's like after breakfast, 2 hours
Mhm.
after breakfast. Coffee still peaking right there, you know?
You have to have like a symphony of a day going before you can watch this movie.
I think this applies to all movies, though. Like, you don't want to watch The Dark Knight Returns. Or is it The Dark? Yeah, you don't want to watch The Dark Knight in theaters at 11 a.m.
Okay.
I would want to watch that movie at 7 p.m. or maybe at 9 p.m. with a rowdy crowd.
Okay.
This film, I don't want a rowdy crowd. I want to sort of have a few sparse people around. My beverage of choice while watching it would be a cold glass of water. But my snack,
Mint juleps.
a mint julep would be nice. I
Your
I
snack?
think it's too sophisticated. Yeah, my snack for this would be some gummy bears.
Okay.
But not like a big bag. You know, like those $1 bags
Right.
of whatever candy?
Yeah.
Like enough of those, because I don't want to eat too much.
Uh-huh.
I think that will sustain me, give me enough substance to last me to lunch after the film. And the task I just completed before,
Big old poop. Big old poop.
I want to be,
Poopless.
I want to have just completed like a meditation. Like I don't want to have any thoughts in my head.
Okay.
I want to be able to absorb.
All right.
How about you?
Wrong. Boom, boom, boom. I know the viewers were like waiting for it. They're like, he's going to say it. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
I just think like it doesn't really matter when you go, because when you go in, it's going to be dark. So you can pretty much picture like anything going on. And then like it's kind of corny, but like the Nicole Kidman thing is kind of true. Like you go in there and then that's it. There's no outside. There's no previous. There's no after or whatever. You're just like sitting there watching the movie and that's it.
Yeah. Wise words, Ivan.
Wrong.
One of the issues is like we ate Panda Express right before going, and I was kind of heavy, and I'm like,
fat.
that's not the ideal way to watch maybe any film.
Right.
Ivan, let's talk about what makes this film what it is. The film is essentially, how would you describe it? Like I did that whole premise bit, but is it like what is it like
Sci-fi.
sci-fi? But what's the thing in Star Wars like a hero's tale? Not a hero's tale.
Hero's
Right?
journey.
Hero's journey.
I don't know what you're trying to.
Basically, like there's the one to save the universe.
Okay.
Would you describe it like that?
White savior.
White savior.
Wow, getting political.
Yeah. Even though it's an Asian cast.
Irrelevant.
All right. Would you describe it like a hero's journey of like person finding out that they are the one.
Sure.
They have the force and they're the only one to
I guess. Like that's just like the skeleton, but I didn't really think about that.
yeah. Cuz what the movie is really about is dealing with just life, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and all of its complexities, and then sort of like what you want to avoid at all costs comes back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't deal with your problems, they're all gonna just pile up and poop right on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things I loved about this movie, the movie has this take on multiverse, right? And multiverse is obviously on the tip of everyone's tongues culturally because of things like
Marvel. DC.
and you would think that a movie that's dealing with something like the multiverse, you would need a lot of money. But what I love about this film is that the directors, Daniels, they do a lot with a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to sort of mimic special effects, they just use a lot of camera movement, and they use the score and sound. They use what they have to do to make the audience feel like it's an expensive movie, and it's so dope, you know. Like you don't see that all too often, where a director or a directors negate CGI and go for what they have at their disposal. There is CGI in the film, but few and far between. But yeah, the action sequences straight up out of like a Hong Kong film. Think of
Homage.
you could think of like Jackie Chan while you're watching this.
Mm-hmm.
The music, obviously, the lighting, and yeah, just proving that to make a cool sci-fi film, you don't need $100 million. It's that's so inspiring for like any aspiring director, just to see this film. Like, damn, they had literally 20 universes in this, 20 different settings in this, and they made it look great.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like A24 is just, I don't know. They must have smart people over there. Just like know what they're doing, know how to pick the right talent.
Yes.
One thing that did sort of come to my head is like, this film is an all-time tryout film for Marvel and DC and Warner Brothers.
What do you mean?
Like, you think of the Marvel movies and who directed them, and the films that the directors that ended up directing the Marvel films did before this. So
Mhm.
James Gunn, Taika Waititi, Ryan Coogler, Russo Brothers, John Watts. All of these guys started with films that were under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, DC, Warner Brothers saw them. They're like, let's get this guy. Let's get this girl.
You're saying these people did this to be a Marvel director?
I'm not saying they did it to do that, but I'm saying in any case, this is an all-time tryout film for that genre.
It's like the like when the scouts for like coaches,
Yes.
they see this and like, I want this man right there.
Yeah. For some reason, the scout is a countryman from Alabama, but yes. Because you could say the same thing about like Ryan Coogler, like I think Fruitvale Station. Is that?
Yeah.
They were making that for, or he wasn't making that like, I'm gonna get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get picked up.
Right.
But this is how the beast of showbiz works now. You know, like you make a film, make it small, and someone's gonna come a calling.
Right.
And my question to you now is, in the pantheon of tryout films, we're gonna call them tryout films for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this rank in the pantheon? And I got some films for you, Ivan. Don't worry. Oh, don't worry. Don't
Get
worry.
that face out of here.
Don't worry. James Gunn made Super
Okay.
before he was hired to make Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Russo brothers, they made You, Me, and Dupree. Do you remember that film?
No.
Of course you don't. They made that film before they made Captain America: Winter Soldier. John Watts,
Okay.
before he made Amazing Spider-Man with our boy.
Andrew? You said Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, damn it!
Got him.
John Watts, before he made Homecoming,
Oh, that's what you meant.
Spider-Man: Homecoming with our boy.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, Jesus!
The 1-2 punch.
What's his name?
Tom Holland.
Thank you. Before he made Spider-Man: Homecoming with Tom Holland, he made a little movie called Cop Car, which no one's heard of, obviously.
Mm-mm.
Taika Waititi, he made Hunt for the Wilder People before he made Thor Ragnarok,
Okay.
and Ryan Coogler made Creed. So amongst Super, You, Me, and Dupree, Cop Car, Hunt for the Wilder People, and Creed, which is a pretty good movie. Where does Everything Everywhere All at Once
Top.
stand? Beats
Top.
all those.
Yep.
It goes Super, See Ya Sucker. Creed, Eat My Dust.
Yep.
Hunt for the Wild. Well, okay. Have you seen any of those films?
I saw Super. I saw Creed. I say Super is one of the better ones in that.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Super's good.
Creed was really good.
Yeah. But like, it had Rocky behind it, you know? Like it's
True. It's like at a advantage, you're saying.
Yeah, it kind of wrote itself. Like once you have the thought that like there's the son of Apollo Creed's like, oh, okay, that's the perfect idea.
Yeah.
And it's like that's it. Not that like it wasn't hard to write or direct, but just a very good idea.
True. Like, it was a good idea to begin with,
Uh-huh.
but you could still make a bad movie with a good idea.
Yeah.
He just ended up making a really good movie with a good idea.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like I'd
Good
say
point.
Super was not like an amazing idea, but just super well made.
Okay.
Like that could have been more easily a very bad movie.
Correct. Yeah. And then Cop Car, I haven't seen. You made Dupree. I'm gonna venture out and say I've seen it, but I don't remember it, so no.
Mm-hmm.
Hunt for the Wilder People. Hunt for the Wilder People. Taika Waititi. I wish I saw that. Sorry, my boy Waititi, but you know something about Waititi? He rubs me the wrong way. 'Cause like he's always in his films, and he's very showman-y.
I think he just likes the fun and the attention. But I don't think that's bad unless you're a bad person.
Could be.
Could be.
So our boys Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
they have the best tryout film of all time.
Sure.
Because I went down the list and I was like, damn, there's so many. And what's the criteria, you know? Because, like, then there's, like the guy who made Thor The Dark World or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, he made, like, 5 films before this, even though they weren't, like, big films. And I was like, let me just pick the good guys, the big names, the big movies. Tangent, if Daniels makes a film,
Mm-hmm.
if Marvel comes a calling, if DC comes a calling, Warner Brothers comes a calling with an IP, what do you want to see these guys make?
Nothing for Marvel.
I agree.
Some DC, maybe like a Plastic Man,
Okay.
because Plastic Man's funny and goofy,
Yeah.
and they could have fun with like his random like.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Plastic Man.
What about Silver Surfer?
Isn't that for our boy Adam McKay?
Our boy Adam McKay does want a Silver Surfer, but given that he wanted it and he sees comedy in it, I'm like, these guys can see it too if he saw it.
Mm-hmm. I'd say no, just because they already kind of have a spacey vibe with this one. I don't want like a pigeonhole.
I like it. It's a little more down to earth.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you for following me through that segment.
It was painful.
I try to make it as painful as possible.
Thank you.
I think that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the cast. We have a girl from Crouch Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and recently from Five Rings.
Huh?
5 Rings. There's so much data in my head. I have
Shang-Chi?
Yeah, Shang-Chi, 5 Rings. She was like the aunt.
Crazy Rich Asians?
Crazy Rich Asians, correct. Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Yeah? Michelle, yeah?
I don't know.
She's in this film. We also have our boy, hold on. I got it right here. Oh my God. Come on, Adrian. Pick it up. Our boy, Ki Yu Kwan.
Who is?
Go for it. Oh, Waymond.
Okay.
They're husband and wife in this film. There's 2 important things to note right here. That originally the film was going to be centered around the husband.
Okay.
With the husband being played by Jackie Chan. But I think they couldn't get him. Either that or they saw that the film didn't work as well, so they switched it up.
Okay.
So that's one thing where the movie could have gone. Another important aspect of this film is Wayman, like I said, is portrayed by Ki Young Kwan. Do you know who this guy is? So while I was watching this film, I was like, this guy is really good. Because he can act pretty well. He has like emotional depth. He hits the high points and the low points.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do some action fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this guy has some moves. Who the hell is this? His face looks familiar. After the movie, I went and looked him up, and I'm like, oh my God. My mind was blown who he was.
Tell me.
He's Tom Cruise.
Got a comedian over here.
No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Obviously. No, I thought you were serious.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Forgive
Sick
me.
of this.
He's Short Round.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
From Indiana Jones. And he's
Indy.
Ivan.
That's how he says it.
Okay, all right. He's also from The Goonies. Because he was in Goonies.
It's less impressive.
He was good
Short
in Goonies,
rounds, like, that's something.
and his story is freaking crazy because, like, after, like, in the mid-90s, he's like, I'm done with acting. I'm being typecast. I'm out of here. And he went on to do, like, action choreography for movies. But then I read this somewhere. He saw Crazy Rich Asians. He's like, we're back, baby.
I'm back.
He calls his agent, hey,
I'm back.
I'm back. And he gets cast in this film.
Nice.
What a turnaround, right?
That's cool. It's like he finally saw like his culture being represented well.
It's amazing.
He's like, finally, I can come out of the shadows.
Yeah. And it gives so many people hopes. Like it's such a great story. And it gives me hope to see like Asian actors who before were typecast
Mm-hmm.
now have so much more potential to do more things, right?
Right.
Bobby Lee, come on.
I don't think he's like capable of like concentrating on a movie.
But he just needs like his own comedic film.
Yeah,
Like
even that, I doubt he'd be able to like keep it up.
He could do it.
He'd have to be super, super into it. Like the idea has to be like the Batman for him.
Oh man, it's so encouraging to see this because, like I said, imagine a film with a lead role for Bobby Lee or anyone else. Like the guy that I told you about this show, Industry on HBO. One of the main characters is played by an Asian American actor who previously I've seen in like hundreds of films typecasted as like the Asian guy.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, he's like one of the head honchos. I'm like, it's amazing. Love
It's
this.
time.
Finally. We talked about how this film uses the multiverse and it's using the multiverse and it does it in a unique way. But in your opinion, is it using it as like a MacGuffin? Or is it doing something like a parody? Is it making fun of, I guess, like comic book movies as a whole, superhero movies? What is it doing? Or is it just like playing it straight?
I think it's all of it. Like the core of the movie is just like straight up having fun. And it's literally like they're just doing whatever and then suddenly you're the center of the universe, all that. And that's like totally almost a parody
Yeah.
of all these movies. But also they treat it seriously.
Yep.
But they also don't treat it seriously.
Yeah.
They're just like having fun,
Yeah.
which is like who cares in the end if it is that. Like if we're in the tropes, if we're not. Like the only tropes I think that are bad are the ones that like the Asian kid, you know? Like stuff like that where it's has racist undertones or whatever.
Right.
But if it's like a MacGuffin trope, like every movie has that. Every book, story, whatever.
Every story has been told.
Yeah.
So everything is always like it's been done.
Everything's something
Yeah.
in some way. But like this movie is like, who cares?
Yeah.
Just watch it, have a laugh,
Yeah.
move on with
Or
your life.
don't.
What?
Like I don't mean
Adrian.
that negatively. Jesus
Jesus.
Christ. Just saying like or don't. We don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Cuz like it's not doing a straight up it's not trying to be a parody, but sometimes it does. And then like they make fun of like they make it funny of how you have to jump into another person's body
Mm-hmm.
by like try to explain that.
Why me?
I'm just saying, can you try? Is it hard?
A little bit.
Essentially, you have to do something very odd that you wouldn't do.
Uh-huh.
And the odder the thing is, the more
The better.
likely you have to connect to change it to someone else's body, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, in this film, Waymond, at a point, he wanted to jump into someone else's... Is it jumping into someone else's body or getting their skills, like
I
the
think it's
Matrix?
Skills.
Gotcha. Okay, so to get their skills, what he had to do was he had to get like 4 paper cuts, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, shink, shink. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And another point, there was like bad guys trying to sit on a plug statue
Yeah.
and shove it in their butt
Yeah.
to gather skills.
Yeah.
And that's how ludicrous this movie gets.
But it makes sense.
It kind of makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. the themes in this movie, there's a lot, obviously. Um, like I said earlier, and we were talking about, uh, you could see this movie very simply as like someone has to save the universe, right?
Yeah.
But there's other things like the conflicts in families, right? There's the conflict that Evelyn has and her issues with her husband, her daughter, her dad, even herself. Uh, I think the directors blend these conflicts um, into the superficial conflict of saving the world seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Like they introduce all these different conflicts that Evelyn has
Mm-hmm.
into the larger conflict of saving the universe,
Mm-hmm.
and it all blends together. And at the end, like they tie it with a bow nicely and say everything they need to say.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, the last film that we talked about, X, where the director introduced like different like themes
Mm-hmm.
at every point, but he didn't really stick to the landing of each theme. He just introduced them, but he didn't really have a real like this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where in this film, they're like this is what we're saying, and I did feel that, which is cool. That's why I like this film. But there is so much shit going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of times they go to different universes
Mhm.
was confusing for me. But not like in a I don't know what's going on, but more so just like it is a lot to take in as you're watching it.
Right.
And even like the sausage finger universe,
That's
that
funny.
was like, oh.
That's funny.
So I have this, I think I have an issue. Like a mental issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 There's something deeply disturbing when movies or shows change body. How do you say it? Like when you change a body type to an
Mhm.
exaggerated point, it disturbs me. Like it creeps me out.
Okay.
So an example is like Coneheads. Have you heard of that movie? When I see that, it creeps me out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it disturbs me. And when I saw this film and their sausage fingers, that disturbed me deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I get scared, but it's like at the movie theater
Yeah.
just screaming my lungs out.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
But it's something that just like I'm gonna have nightmares about.
Okay.
It's Insidious.
Okay.
Help me.
No.
What is it about that? Like why?
I think it is creepy, but like I don't care. Like, it's not real. Come on, Adrian, grow up.
Okay. So like when I think of Coneheads, that's like all time disturbing things
Mm-hmm.
in movies. This movie, all time disturbing now. And also, we talked about it earlier, actually, when we were on our trip. But Ants, the movie,
Okay.
when they're sucking out of like the bug,
Uh-huh.
that's disturbing to me
Uh-huh.
because it's like a living creature and you're like sucking something out of it.
Okay.
Oh, God. That's
I
just
always,
me
I always like really like those things because it's like so gross and unnatural.
Yeah.
Like I'm like fascinated with puking, not like literally, but like I see like a video of like someone puking and I'm like, that's so gross. And I'm like smiling at it because it's just so bad, you know?
Right.
Like it's so over the top disgusting where it just loops back for me. It's like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. That is, I will say like puking for me, I can watch that easily.
Could watch that all day.
Like there's people that if they see someone puke,
Yeah.
they throw up. I'm like, no, that's not me, son.
Yeah.
If I smell it, maybe. But if I watch it, I can watch it all day.
Taste
baby.
it.
Yeah. The fighting sequences in this movie were amazing.
Yeah.
You take for granted like good fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We
Put
talked
like
about that.
dust on them. Did you
What?
see that? They put like dust on them?
Yeah.
That's good. I love dust on people.
And you don't realize that like while you're watching, like, oh, that person has a lot of dust. unless you're really watching it for that.
Yeah.
But if you're just like a casual viewer, like it
Yeah.
makes it look cool. You're like, oh, it must have been so
Yeah.
impactful. But
It must have been like a trick they used back in the day. Like some Chinese cinema would be like, let's put dust on them. So when they get hit, dust comes off.
yeah,
Because the whole movie's like an homage.
yeah,
Kind of, the movie feels like the end product of like all those movies, especially with
Yes.
like the family dynamic.
yeah,
Because it feels like all of, I don't want to say Asian culture, but like that, the Asian culture of like having the stern grandpa or
yes.
parent, which is pretty prevalent in their culture.
And then like the expectations of parents,
Yeah.
which another thing that's prevalent in their culture.
And then just straight up kung fu movies, which is like their biggest
Yep.
cultural export.
Yeah.
And it's all like finally up to this point, they made that movie. And it's good.
And even like the food, like there's that one scene where they're making noodles in the very
Mhm.
beginning. And I'm not going to say it was appetizing, but they were making noodles. So
They were.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Rewatchability for this film.
Hi.
Yeah, I would rewatch this movie. Because you'll notice multiple things. Since there is so much things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And odds are the first time you didn't understand everything they were doing. So you'll see something new a second time. Plus, it's a good movie. There's that. So it's something good to rewatch.
Yeah.
Was it long?
It felt like a long start, but then when it got going, I was like, I could be here forever.
I'm here all day, baby.
Yeah.
Ivan, best scenes.
I like the end fight scene, I guess, where she's like fighting up the stairs and then the song starts playing.
Yeah.
That was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
I like the opening scene. Just creating so much tension in this like little household.
Like uncut gems sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Maybe that's another thing that I didn't notice subconsciously that there was a lot of pressure in this film.
Uh-huh.
Felt like a pressure cooker. Then at the end, it was just like steam everywhere.
And then nothing.
And then at the end, you get a nice little bowl of white rice. Wayman's speech was,
I'm a lover, not a fighter, basically.
yeah. He's like, what he said?
Don't think I never fought for anything.
He's like, you have to be kind. 'Cause that matters. Right?
Be kind, rewind.
The fact that his name is Waymond is like kind of
Cute.
hilarious.
It's a cute little name.
But I think it's very intentional. 'Cause it's when you're, I think what's the accent when you have an Asian accent? Do you say Raymond or do you say Waymond?
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa, Adrian.
Like,
Come on.
What's your name? What's your name? Raymond. Hello, Waymond.
Oh, you're racist.
So it's like it's a hilarious thing and very clever that they're making you say it in an Asian accent from the get-go.
If they didn't do that intentionally, then you're racist. But if it was intentional, then you're not racist.
All right, Daniels, prove me wrong.
Save him, please.
Rate this movie, Evan. Out of 5 tickets, how many
5
tickets?
bagels.
That's another thing. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
What do you mean later?
We went to New York,
Oh,
and we'll get into that later.
okay.
But the fact that this movie uses a bagel to epitomize
Everything.
nihilism
Everything bagel.
and everything bagel, it was like, oh my God, it's too meta.
Is it?
Like I was just in New York eating bagels by the dozens
Yeah.
with cream cheese a la carte.
Okay. Go one more. Come on. You don't got it, Adrian.
Give me the lox.
Lux.
Extra onions.
Ew.
Yeah, something threw me off with the bagel. Anyways, out of 5 bagels, Ivan, how many bagels do you give this?
The prestigious and very rare 5
I
out of 5.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
This is your favorite film?
Probably.
Stop.
No, I won't stop.
Explain.
No.
He said new.
No.
He's French now.
No.
He's changing nationalities on the get-go.
No.
Ivan, why is this 5 out of 5 bagels for you?
'Cause it was like, first off, it's like the movie that I would probably make if I made a movie. So it's like perfectly catered to me in every way. And then I really like philosophical aspects to movies, and this was like filled with it. And I like family dynamics where it's like pressures of doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just straight up funny the whole time. Like never took anything seriously in any way.
Action,
I mean, yeah, good
superhero.
action, sci-fi. It's like it had everything I've ever wanted.
Does it get bonus points for you like
Watch it.
that? No, it's not that bad. That what I was sort of mentioning earlier, like that they did what they did with what they had, or does that not even come to the equation for you?
I never thought about it.
Where you just like
I
take
don't even know how much they used.
Okay, I think it's like 15 mil.
That's impressive. Now it's 5.5 out of 5.
I have a extremely hard time to rate this film. Like I was trying to
Why?
come with, it goes back to like how I watched it and not really fully enjoying the film while I was watching it.
Uh-huh.
And I think it goes back to Birdman for me. Like when I watched Birdman, I was just sort of like, what's going on here? I don't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
That for me to even give it a rating right now, it'd be dishonest
Mm-hmm.
and untrue. Because if I watch it again tonight, it's gonna give a different rating.
Right.
So do you want to force me to give it a rating?
Give it the 3 you're gonna give it. You piece of trash.
No, it's 4 out of 5 bagels. It's 4 out of 5 bagels for me right now. Should I rewatch it?
I don't care what you do.
There it is, people.
Got him.
There it is. Cool. It's a good movie to come back to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 out of 5. You never given a movie 5 out of 5.
Not even the Batman, and I loved it.
Not even So is this at 10 out of 10 too?
If the math works out, then yes, I believe so.
This is this your favorite movie of all time?
I mean, I'd have to sit on it, rewatch it, but probably.
Are you gonna go watch Swiss Army Man?
It's on my radar, but I'm not like, eh.
I'm changed by your rating.
It's everything I've wanted for like a while, and I didn't even know I wanted it
Damn. It's an everything bagel.
all at once.
All right. Thank you for listening to that much so far. Now we're going to get into things that we've been doing, things that we've watched, and other stuff like that. So stick
Round.
Stick around?
Yeah.
As a stick on the channel or something. Not all there, you know. As a kid, I hit my head pretty hard while running around a pool. And I do think that gave me like some kind of CTE. I think everyone says that, right? To make them
I think
feel
it's a
better?
cop out.
Yeah.
Just be stupid. And
I'm
be
straight
happy.
up stupid.
Just be happy with it.
I'm happy.
Not like, I'm stupid. It's like, I'm stupid.
Nah, I can't do that.
Why not?
It's more like I'm stupid. Like
Like neutral?
yeah, like I'm
Like-
stupid. And my name's Adrian.
It's like when they go door to door to like the new neighbors. I'm stupid.
But you can't say it like that. Like, hi, I'm stupid. My name's Adrian.
Have a great day, and then you just walk away.
Yeah.
Like, man, that guy was stupid.
Yeah. He's pretty stupid.
Jeez.
It's time for a section we like to call
Things in touch.
Went to New York, Ivan.
What?
We went to New York City.
When?
You, me, and Dupree.
What?
We're gonna call my wife Dupree now.
When?
Now.
Oh.
We did it as a vacation. Ended up making the podcast wait a month, which is fine. Reset, right?
Sure.
Because we got some good movies coming out, and there wasn't like big movies throughout that time. So, let's do some takeaways.
Dirty.
Because like we did get COVID in New York City, so that's a thing.
Yeah. That's not why I say it's dirty, but that's definitely like a point on its dirty dirtometer.
So it's dirty. Is it dirty in a bad way for you?
Or
Or is it just like a
depends.
characteristic?
I'll say characteristic for now.
Okay. I'll say the food is amazing. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, we ate a ton of bagels.
Yeah.
At the end, I was like, yeah, this is too many bagels, but bagels are good.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Pizza was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Feel like there's still like 100 bagel spots and 100 pizza spots that we need to try.
But now I want to try places here, so I can get like my pizzometer
Yeah.
calibrated, bagelometer calibrated.
Yeah, me too.
But there's probably not many good pizza places.
It's because like what we don't have is a place that does by the slice in every neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to find.
I think it's because we're not tight knit enough. Like there's too many highways.
Yeah.
Like I want to get pizza. It's a 20-minute drive. No, want to get pizza. It's a 20-minute walk. Let's go.
To my next point, subways are kind of genius.
Yeah, but I think they need better naming conventions or something.
Like the QF.
Yeah, or
Is-
like,
Yeah, we did go on the wrong way a couple times.
because I don't mean to brag, but when I went to Sweden, I was the guide, and I mean I was like 2 mentally,
Yeah,
19
physically.
physically,
Jesus
2
Obviously.
yeah. And then I managed. I remember I managed pretty easily to navigate their subway system, and it's not like they're way older of a country.
Right.
We're newer, so like, what's the deal? Like, if stupid old Ivan could figure out in a different country without asking,
Were the
people-
names like not one letter?
They had like I remember I carried around a map, and
Uh-huh.
it was like perfectly like, you take this, and it's like toot, 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 and then you could see like, oh, I need to get off here, and it's like that cross to take me to here. Like,
But is
toot,
that
toot, toot,
because
toot.
like there's not as many subways? Like in New York there's tons of subways, tons of streets. Like is it easier because of the more minimal nature of what
It might have been less, but I mean, I was still stupid.
You're like there's that. Like there's the fact that I was not smart and I was still able to do it. I think it's more so that New York is like in itself just complicated.
Yeah, they
So
don't
the
wanna,
subway is going to be complicated.
And I feel like New Yorkers would riot if you changed the difficulty of their life, even
Oh,
if
yeah.
it was made easier. Like, suffering is who makes us. We don't want to live well.
What do you mean?
Dang
I want
it.
to take the Q to the R and then wait 15 minutes for the
That's
S
what I'm
to take the
saying.
E.
I think that's kind of like, did you ever watch that New York show on HBO that I told you
No,
about?
I didn't.
I think what I take away from that show and this one is that they enjoy the fact that their lives are hard. they like I mean, this is kind of anywhere, but people kind of like to play the victim. I'm not saying like New Yorkers love being victimized.
Yeah.
But
Subconsciously, they do.
in a way, and it's not like their lives are disgustingly horrible, but there's definitely like quality of life improvements that they can and should do. But I mean, I'm also just like a little dummy dumb. I can't say like I can fix your infrastructure.
Yeah, and
You
that would
know?
cost millions of dollars. Hundreds
Yeah.
of millions.
But something's got to change.
True. I mean, gots to? I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it can change.
Like the New Yorkers are gonna hate me for this one, huh?
Go.
I think it's just they don't want to change, and that's like,
I think humans don't want to change. It's so hard to get a group of humans to say like, yes, we
Yeah.
all want this.
yeah, yes. It's just that, yeah. That's just they don't want to change.
Yeah. Another takeaway: Times Square is depressing.
I want to see it when it's raining. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I wish we did more of like Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens.
Okay.
We stayed primarily in Manhattan,
Yeah.
visited most of that, but feel like Brooklyn, like we did Brooklyn for a day, but I feel like we did it completely wrong. Like we were sort of searching for things to do instead of like having a set list. And I feel like those areas, Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens, they have a lot more culture.
Okay.
That's something I would do different. But overall, man, I love New York. I love that energy, you know? Like it talks back to you.
I don't.
I know.
I would like it if I didn't have a lot to do in my life.
Right.
Because like you gotta navigate the subway and like be conscious, like, is that guy gonna stab me or something, or
Right.
and have like a million thoughts at the same time always. Whereas here it's like you're laying in your bed, might as well drive to work. I don't want to be a little late. And
That's
then just
true.
go.
Yeah, because like it is a pressure cooker,
Yeah.
and that can get to you.
Yeah.
But for some people, they need that.
You're
You're looking at them.
I don't want to.
Yeah, boy. And like there's like the simple things, like I would love to be a Central Park walker. Just walk in Central Park, baby. Just walk in. I love that.
I think ideally I would have like a high-rise apartment overlooking Central Park.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that. Obviously, we all want that. We were watching this Netflix show just for like shits and giggles, and they looked at like the top floor of that super tall building that we saw in Times Square, and I learned a couple things. That area is called Billionaires Row, obviously, because like you need a shit ton of money, and that top penthouse was like $100 million. They were selling it.
Jesus.
And everything inside was like imported from Japan.
Ugh, I don't want that.
It was pretty crazy, but I was like, honestly, that's not too appealing for me.
Yeah.
It looked really nice, but it was just like it was too much.
Right.
And $100 million for a 5-bedroom penthouse. Can you imagine that?
I would want a high rise, but like a very small apartment.
Yeah.
Like I would have one bedroom, small, a small living room, just enough for like a TV, couch, little coffee table, and then the kitchen would be mixed with like a dining table. Maybe not even a dining table, just like a bar kitchen, and I would just eat there.
You could definitely do that in New York, but even that would be pricey.
Yeah, I want to be like a realistic sort of pricey. I don't want $100 million. That's like I won't get anything out of that, and I feel bad.
And that building is so tall.
Yeah.
So scary. How can you live in that?
Yeah, it's too tall.
God damn it. Another thing, I would love to be a New Yorker because I would just like go watch the Knicks. I'd be like a Knicks fan.
A knickerbocker.
Go Knickers! That's
Knickerbocker.
Knickerbockers. What is a Knickerbocker?
I heard it in Mad Men. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I've been looking for a real knickerbocker. I like when he taps the ring. Or
Who says it?
a
Hyatt?
dude. No, a dude to Pete Campbell who hires him to like.
I'm gonna rewatch it. You just inspired me. I forgot about Mad Men.
I finished it. I think like the week after.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Anything else about New York?
You
You like the art?
Yeah. Yeah. I think if I were to redo it on my own, like the trip, and this is just for like learning from everything, I'd say like a 5-dayer. And then like one day would just straight up be the Met.
Yeah.
Like get up at like 10, go to the gym.
Oh, you're the Equinox boy. I forgot.
Yeah, go to the Equinox.
All right, give him the Equinox lifestyle again.
Get up at 4 a.m. Head to Equinox for my 2-hour workout, and then another hour is cardio. Straight cardio.
Oh God.
Then I hit the nearest bagel spot, my favorite spot. I don't remember what it's called. Get the everything
Best bagels and coffee.
best bagels and coffee. Get the everything bagel for the extra calories because I'm bulking. Cream cheese, bacon, avocado, salmon. Call it the fat locks. You gotta say it like that though. Fat locks.
Hot locks.
Fat locks. And then I go to work as a children's book writer.
Wow.
Work for 4 hours because that's the healthy amount to work.
Yes.
By that time, it's around 10 a.m.
No, it's not.
I work fast, okay?
All right.
And then I don't know,
You worked out for 3 hours. So if you woke up at 4, it'd at least
7.
be 7.
Okay, I worked for 3 hours. And then it's 10. I don't take a break. It's like straight-
Jesus. Like you hop off from Equinox bike to working?
Yeah. And then I have the rest of the day free
All right.
from 10 a.m. to
What do you want? 10 a.m. free till 9 p.m.
I don't know, whatever life brings me.
I see you as like, if you do that, you'll kill yourself within the first year.
I think if I get used to it and I like do it well, like, and I look, 4 a.m. I get up. Obviously, it's gonna suck for like a month.
Yeah, it would.
4 a.m. I wake up, and then I work out, have a breakfast. It doesn't have to be the fat locks.
Fat locks.
And then just work for like 3 or 4 hours. My day's done at like 12. And then the rest of the day I could just, I don't know, whatever, watch movies, have fun. And people were like, why do you do whatever? I already did all my work. I already had my workout, you know? If I'm done by 12 with the stuff of the work, and then I have like 10 hours to do whatever,
Go to the Met.
go to the Met and take a walk at Central Park, you know?
Okay.
Start a painting.
Oh my.
Start a painting.
Painting.
Start a painting.
The inflections are too much for my brain to handle. I think my ideal New Yorker lifestyle. Now I want to one up you.
Wake up at 1 p.m. Watch the Knicks.
No. Okay. Wake up at 6 a.m. I would definitely not go to Equinox.
What's
If
the
I go to
point?
Equinox, that would kill me.
I would go.
It would be too superficial for me.
I would go ironically. Like the whole time it would be funny, even though it's horrible. But it would just be funny the fact that like that I'm going to Equinox, even though I very much disagree with the fact that there's like a $300 membership for Equinox.
You're living the fake New York lifestyle.
It would
Let
be
me tell you the
funny.
real New York
Okay.
lifestyle. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you go to your local YMCA.
Oh God.
I want to live like the Jewish New York life right here.
Okay.
So you go to your YMCA, you play b-ball with like some old people. You're out of there by 7:30. You go to what's that place I liked, but you guys were like it wasn't that good. Bagel spot.
I don't remember the
Russ
name.
and Sisters. Russ
Okay.
and Daughters. Go to Russ and Daughters. Go there with your boy Mike.
Mike.
Mike, yeah. You get a Lux, have a coffee with him.
Hey Mike, let's get a coffee.
Boygus.
And then we'll get a Joyzy Boygo from Coin Mines.
Ivan is he's too much for this world. He's not long for this world and he's too much for this world.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish.
Okay.
You go to Russ and Daughters and get a Lox bagel with Moik.
Moik. Coffee with Moik.
You go to your job as whatever you want, actually. This is where you become a real New Yorker. You do whatever you want, but you're out by 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 p.m., you go back to your apartamento. You take a siesta,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're out. And that's when you have your time to do your thing. You don't have to go as hardcore as you are. You don't have to go superficial. You have to live a life with the people. Not with the richies out here in Manhattan. You have to be in Brooklyn and Queens.
But I live with them. But there would just be an Equinox near me.
All right, Evan.
You think I'm living like on Wall Street?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like you have like a black. You sound like what's his name?
American Psycho.
No,
Oh.
yeah, that. But also like what's his name? From Succession, Kendall.
Oh,
You're a pseudo Kendo.
I would be Kendall.
You would be,
Yeah.
but you'd be like taking it way too seriously, and
But it'd be
with
funny.
the fat locks in your hand at all times.
I need it.
And you'd be arguing with people like taking bites of your fat locks. Oh god.
Eating 200 calories per bite.
So bad. I remember when you ordered that, I was like, "You sicko, man! It's too much." All right.
It was too much. I had to take away the avocado. That's what it was. Everything else worked.
All right. Let's get into some other stuff. I'm getting lightheaded for so much laughing. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
You saw the trailer?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Looks fun. I think Marvel's just more going. I mean, I'm tired of predicting Marvel. But I think it just they don't care in that way of like Endgame was straight up this happens and there's a villain and they have to really defeat the villain. And I think now they're still gonna do that for like the kiddies.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also just gonna do whatever. Like I don't think they're gonna stick too much to the structure of a comic book movie anymore.
Right. Yeah, and they sort of like show that in the trailer where
Mm-hmm.
he says, "I don't want to be a superhero anymore,"
Yeah.
and Thor is off wandering the galaxy doing different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is also like Taika Waititi was going to do Flash Gordon after doing Ragnarok, but I think he dropped it for some reason. But I think this is like his vision of what Flash Gordon will be, and it makes sense too. Like, why take another IP when you have this IP?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna get the same amount of money, and it's easier. You already have your, just do what you're gonna do that here. Anything else? Not music related. News-ish. If not, it's okay.
I don't remember.
All right, now we'll get into a section called "What's on the Telly." Ivan, have you been watching Winning Time?
I haven't watched the last episode, but I did catch up. I like it.
I like it. It's
I
definitely
did.
not like great.
You shoulda.
Is it great?
I like it. I really liked it because there's the part where I forgot his name, the coach that gets in the bicycle accident.
McKinney.
Yeah, when he's describing basketball as jazz,
Yes.
I was like, oh, I understand basketball now.
Right.
I get what the fun is of watching it.
Right.
Whereas before I was like
Right.
ball goes in hoop
Right.
sort of thing. But when he describes it as like jazz,
Yeah.
it's like okay, now I get it. And I think if they can turn me, not that I'm going to start watching basketball like
Right.
that, or I might, but
You
not.
should.
Anyways, if they can turn my mind like that, then they won me over, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love it when they get into that kind of stuff, into the nitty gritty, nerdy basketball stuff. I love that, and I think they've been doing that more lately. Especially like they've the first 3 episodes were like focused on Magic Johnson, and now it's more like the team and how they're playing and who they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's cool. I don't feel like it's an excellent show. Like a top tier HBO show. I think it's a good show. I just don't think it's top tier, which is unfortunate because I was expecting that, but it's not. But it's fine at the same time. And maybe it's just it's the first season thing.
First season maybe, but I don't know. Like I can't imagine it being any better. Because I think I don't want to read your mind, but maybe you thought like it would be a lot more fun. But they're kind of going into the realism of it was kind of racist back then, and then people were kind of trash in their own way.
Yeah.
People were mean. There's drugs, alcohol, like everything.
Yeah.
Like it was technically not a good time.
Right.
It was just very, very formative for like the world afterwards.
I agree with that.
Because I was kind of thinking like, oh, Showtime, this sounds fun. But like watching it's not really a fun show. Like it kind of gives me anxiety at times.
Yeah. I guess my thing is like I'm expecting more like nitty gritty, but instead I'm getting like what you're saying, like the relationships with the character building, you know, where I'm not too interested in like who. I guess I am interested in like who Pat Riley is, because he's like a fascinating guy in real life.
Mm-hmm. He's Adrian Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, while watching, I was like, who's this? What does he turn into?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, me too. Like I knew most of them except for like the current coach, who's like the assistant coach before.
Yeah.
I didn't know like his trajectory. Peter Siegel, right?
Oh, Steven, no.
Jason Siegel?
Yes, I was going to say Steven Seagal.
But yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's a good show.
I like the nerdy stuff, and then I really like when Jerry Buss like gets down and dirty. It's like, you know what? I have to kill you. That's my goal.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is Succession.
Yeah. He's filing a lawsuit against them because like supposedly he's very misportrayed.
Who?
Jerry West.
Buss?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, the past coach.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about.
Yeah, you were talking about Jerry Buss.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Jerry Buss.
I understand what happened.
I have like mixed feelings about that because I get it that they don't want to be misportrayed, but it is not factually based, but a lot of it is factually based, so it's hard for people to tell the difference. So I understand both
I don't know,
sides.
like, if he has any grounds, because it kind of says, like, this fictionalized whatever at the start of the show, and I think at the end of the show, too, or something.
True.
And, like, he's not really portrayed too, like, horribly. Like, at the start, they kind of show him as racist.
And
then,
drunk.
But
And
then,
like a sex, like all the sex scenes, like he doesn't like that.
But, like, he does that, but I don't see him as a bad person.
You don't.
Well, you think everyone watches him and be...
That's the fear that like how other people, not like the common public.
I feel like I'm in tune with the public.
But it's like this. I know it's like completely different, but it's sort of points to what I'm talking about. I had a conversation with a group of people, and they were talking about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Mm-hmm. And someone's like, "What's going on with that? Like, does anyone know?" And someone's like, "Yeah, isn't it like Johnny Depp is like a abuser?"
Wrong. If I were there, I'd be like, wrong.
But that's like the takeaway that like everyone just hears like 2 lines and then they're too busy with the rest of their life, so they just take the 2 lines.
Yeah, but if it's a TV show, I think it's like a whole different thing. Because I understand, like, when real life, like, the fake news kind of gets around.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a TV show and they get all their information from, like, isn't Jerry West a sexist racist?
Right.
Like, where'd you hear that? I watched a TV show that said fictionalized everything. Like, come on, don't be an idiot. I think
I
people
like
are
that.
generally smarter
I like that.
than,
I like that. Yeah.
like, we give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
Because his fear is that people will see him as a racist. But when I watched when he was introduced, I was like, this guy got to go. But now where I'm at, I'm like, he's probably my favorite character in the show.
Right.
So I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way.
No.
I think, I wouldn't say majority, but I think if I could feel this way, I think a good chunk of people feel this way. And then, like, history will prove whoever right.
That's true.
And the fact that he's doing this kind of shows, like, oh, maybe he was worse than what the show shows.
Right.
Because I would think you'd only get mad if they really hit a nerve. And if they hit the nerve that, like, yeah, you were racist, that's just going to play up.
What does he do that's racist? I forgot.
I think they kind of imply that he doesn't want Magic Johnson because he's black. Or he doesn't want to, like, coach him, like, that way.
But his other players are black. The guy that he was...
I know, but there's, like, it kind of feels like he doesn't want Magic Johnson, and it's like a racial component behind it.
But the thing he wants an alternative is Norm Nixon, the other black guy.
Maybe he's not racist. Then what is he mad about? The alcohol and sexism? Or what?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Don't worry, Jerry.
Racism is the worst thing, and if nobody thinks he's racist, then what the heck?
Yeah, he's definitely not racist. I mean, he's the reason why Lakers hired Kobe. Got Kobe. He is like an all-time basketball mind.
He sees, like, people who have talent and stuff.
Yeah.
He's just like me.
Like Kobe went 13th in the NBA draft the year he was able to, and Jerry's like,
get him.
yeah, he's like, don't tell anyone, but once we have a chance, we're getting him.
Right. I don't know. Like, I just think the lawsuit's stupid. Like, that's the worst thing you could ever do.
Yeah. I see both ways though.
I understand why he's scared, but he shouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
Like, I want to cradle his head. Like, don't be scared.
I'm just kidding, Jerry.
Kiss him on the forehead. Nice and new.
Anything else you watched? Mad Men, you said?
I rewatched Batman.
Oh, on HBO Max.
Yeah,
How was that?
I did.
How was that?
Even better. It just, like, this time I'm picking up, like, even more tiny things. Like, I know they say at the end of the movie, like, Riddler thought he was working with Batman. But if you watch the movie with the thought that, like, Riddler is purposefully working with him, you kind of see their interactions differently. So you could see Riddler as, like, he's literally talking to Batman as a friend. Right. Like, he's literally telling him we're friends in his own way. But he's speaking with code so that other people won't realize.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to rewatch a movie with. It's like the perfect reason to rewatch because it, like, recontextualizes everything. That's good.
Yeah. I love movies that do that. I do want to rewatch it.
It's good.
I watched Turning Red.
How was that?
It was really good.
I've heard only horrible things about it, but that's because racists are saying horrible things.
The enunciation right now is just
on point.
I watched it and I was like, it was like the exact kind of movie that I love.
That you would make? Is it a 5 out of 5? You copier.
It's not a 5 out of 5 because I know better, but not like this guy. Just kidding.
God.
It's just like the things it was like 2003 era
Mm-hmm.
that the time
Okay.
that the movie was set in,
I was 6.
and it was like boy bands, pop music, Friends, high school, like the Gadgets.
Game Boy.
So like that vibe, and then the comedic tone, where like you know how Pixar films are usually a little bit more realistic, like this one incorporated sort of the stuff that you would see in like Cartoon Network and Adventure Time,
Ah.
where it's like
Good, like.
exaggerating like
Mhm.
character facial expression, stuff like that, and the comedic timing of like the 4 characters, like the 4 main people, was just like so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the movie,
Mm.
and it's a girly movie, and I loved it. But I am girly in a way. I would recommend it. You should watch it.
Maybe.
Anything else?
Nah.
Ivan, it's time for an important section. It's time for a section we called Really Be Bussin'. Before we get into the big, huge news, let's talk about an album that came out that I think it's worth talking about.
I probably didn't listen to it.
You should listen to it because you like this artist.
I haven't been in the music mood. I'm like in a phase.
I've been in those phases. Vince Staple came out
Oh.
with his album Ramona Park Broke My Heart.
I listened to half. It was good.
Vince Staple, he does it again. Another great album. You put me on to his last album called self-titled Vince Staple.
Yeah.
Vince Staples, I should say. This one, Ramona Park Stole My Heart. It's similar vibe. I think what Vince Staples does well is something you said last time, where it's just like he makes good music,
Yeah.
and he's also intelligent, and his beat selection is very good. I think that makes him very.
I think Vince is
Noteworthy.
probably like top 10 current in their own, what they're doing. And that I'm not saying like his music is like the Kanye of whatever.
Yeah.
But I just think rap is not in a good place, and he's just way above everyone else.
Yeah. And the another thing about the album is that we didn't even do that thing. Another bad thing about the album is, I mean, I should have said that. Wait. The thing that I love about the album
What a change.
is that he hooks up with DJ Mustard,
DJ Mustard.
who him and Vince are like
Magic. You get one. Cherish it.
they're like Magic and Kareem.
You like got yourself ready. I would feel bad if I did.
As we're getting ready.
Yeah.
They go so well together.
Yeah.
And I think that's partly because Vince knows how to go well with him.
I think Mustard is just really good at those fun, bouncy songs. And then Vince, being smart, he's like, I have to be fun and bouncy on this song. Whereas a lot of rappers, like, it's a fun, bouncy song. Let me rap whatever I want on this.
You reminded me of Aziz Ansari when you do that.
I
You know-
see that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The bad thing about Vince Staples, as far as like when you're just taking 10 steps back, is that he's never gonna get the recognition.
Yeah, I think,
And
I
he-
mean, two things.
and that's because like who he is.
Yes, yeah. Two things. I think time will be kind to him, and then in whatever many years, people are like, Vince was actually probably the best, and we're gonna see him like be like one of the rap whatevers. And I think he just doesn't care, and that's because he's smart.
Yeah. I've heard interviews where he talks about like after this he doesn't really plan on doing much rap. He's gonna go. He talks about writing, so he's looking into like writing for movies or TV, which if anyone can do it, I think he's a top candidate.
I mean, it's just like practicing. Like he already has the skill. He just needs to transfer it to writing, like a movie or whatever.
And he's hilarious in like interviews.
Yeah,
So
he has it.
Yeah.
He can do it easily.
that's going to be cool. Big news, guys.
Let's get over that schmo, Vince.
Sorry, Vince.
Talk
No,
about the
we love
real
you, but
rappers.
The man is coming.
Mr. Morale is on his way.
Is he Mr. Morale or is he talking about someone else?
I don't know, but he has some big steppers too.
Oh, man. Kendrick Lamar announced his album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Other than that, we don't know anything else. His
Yeah.
album's coming out May 21st, 14th,
Some
mid-May,
pretty soon, I'd say.
pretty soon. We have Jack Harlow coming out next week or something. We have Future coming out the week after and someone else coming after that.
Push it tonight.
Push it tonight. But then the big boy, Kendrick, is coming in. Ivan, do you have any speculation, any rumors to give me, any data?
I could spoil the whole album for you if I wanted to.
Really?
I know every single bit.
Guys, he knows. Guys, we have the guy.
I have an in. I'll just say that.
Oh, God.
Ever heard of Schoolboy Q?
Oh, my God.
I didn't hear the snippet because I wanted to be pure,
Uh-huh.
but I heard the snippet was bouncy and fun in a way. So my prediction is that it's going to be a fun album. Because that would be like, I think that would be like the perfect addition to his,
Lexicon.
yeah.
I agree.
And I don't think anything else would work. Because, like, what can he say more about racism that's like, we know racism is still here, right? Like, what I think another To Pimp a Butterfly would be like, okay, yeah, we get it. Not in like, get over it sort of way, but like
Racism, I know, get over it.
but like we're having that conversation now. Like that's not what we need. I think right now a fun album would be what we need.
Yeah. I agree. We need to listen to it, right?
Yeah.
Will he release a single before, or is it just like album? Here
He
you
did
go.
Humble. Humble was that just a single?
No, I know. I'm saying like
Oh.
for this one.
I think so. He seems like traditional, like, you know what, here's a single. Next week, here's the album.
Okay. And what's his look gonna be?
Naked. Just naked. Hairless, naked on the cover, just like presenting himself.
Oh man.
I don't know. Something fun. Like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers sounds like. It reminds me of the song on 21 Savage's album. Like stepping on. It's like, if you hear it, you're like, oh, that's such a homage to an old style of rap. Want me to?
Yeah, sure. When I hear the album name, I think of like 1960s Motown, because like Big Steppers sounds to me like Marvin and the OJs or something, like a group band name.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's so like
Okay,
Oh.
I get it. Yeah.
old, right?
Yeah.
But it's
It's like a
obviously
1980s boom bap.
yeah,
Not a boom bap, but like a
but obviously like an homage,
yeah,
and it's supposed to be fun.
yeah.
And you don't listen to it like he's copying
Right.
what they did back then.
I love that song right now. I haven't even heard it in forever. I'm like, I want to listen to it. It's so good. Okay. Yeah. I think what we can say is we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough information to really give more accurate analysis,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Anything else, music-wise?
Pusha T, good or bad? Half produced by Kanye, half produced by Neptunes. Thoughts, opinions, facts, lies.
Facts, it's going to be good.
Yes.
Opinions, it's not going to be... Opinions is, I think it's going to be more of the same. Thoughts, that's fine with me.
You answered all of them perfectly.
I think it's like the Vince Staples thing. Like,
He's gonna just nail it,
yeah,
but nothing like. Whew.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He
and
seems.
no Drake diss. There's not gonna be a Drake diss, because if there hasn't been one yet,
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Because I remember in an interview he said, "On my end, the Drake stuff's done." So I think that would mean he's done.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Sorry.
I think it'll be good. I hope there's like one insane hit that's like Kanye and Pusha T put together.
What's your favorite song off of Daytona?
That album sucked.
Really?
No.
I thought you loved it.
I'd have to re-listen.
I think it. I don't know if it's called this, but what would Meek do?
That's not my favorite, but I mean, I liked all the songs. I'm just gonna look through it real quick.
Like, I love when he goes, "How would you respond?" Whoop whoop whoopity whoop.
I don't think I have a favorite. Want to look? Do you want to look?
Just like, I want to look at it. So we have If You Know, You Know is really good. The Games We Play, no. Hard Piano, no. Come Back Baby is okay. Santeria is okay.
I think If You Know, You Know would probably be my
Yeah, it's
favorite.
either that or What Would Meek Do for me. I think it's What Would Meek Do, because that one's like, Pusha T, we're ready. Thank you very much. See you next week. We'll give you, we're going to give you 4 out of 5 next week, right?
Yeah.
Have anything else? Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Everyone who's listening, who's watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of Peliculas with the Bros. Ivan, what movie are we doing? I think
The Northman?
The Northman is the movie we're
Better
doing.
be.
Yep. By
Robert
Eggers.
Ebert.
Robert Eggers.
Yes.
Please hit the review. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to us. Leave a comment. Anything you like, we would appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Peace out.
Bye.